Okay, just checking that we're going live. Can people hear us? No one here yet. All right, if I'm coming through, if you can hear me, just punch something in there into the comments. That'd be awesome. Hey, okay, so coming through all right, am I? Sweet. We'll just hang around for a minute or two and see who pops up, and we'll kick off. How's everybody's weekend going so far? Oh, look who it is. The man himself. Hey, Dan, how are you, buddy? Yeah, it's a sort of wet one here too. I did have a video happening, I guess, for today, and then a few things got in the way, weather being one of them. So I thought I need to do something. So we'll do a quick catch up. We'll do a live stream, and it's cool here today. Got the fire on. So yeah, so no, it's all going well. Queensland's got rain. Awesome. Okay. Yep. So it's a standard, looks like a standard thing. Let me get comfortable. Okay, what do we got? 22 people stopped by to say good day. Cool. So what's everybody been up to? What's happening in your yard? I've been sort of preparing now for spring renovations at just around the corner. Yeah, so getting ready to roll with those. Just picked up some spare mower blades today for the little Victor Scalpy mower down at Scone Outdoors. So I grabbed 3 sets of blades because I'll chew through some of those as we get going. So yeah, who's planning or who's started their renovations so far? I'm wondering if there's a bit of a delay in what's happening here. All good and sunny in Gladstone. Hey, good old Queensland, always good. Barricade down. Actually, that's a good point. I actually did chuck down barricade in my greater backyard last week, just before the rain. So I've actually run out. So I'll get some more to do the front yard. But my most important thing for me was getting the backyard done, because basically that's where I get most of my summer grass. It's not an area that's been turfed. I've actually planted runners and sort of put the coops down that way. So every year I get smashed with summer grass. Not too concerned about the winter stuff, but for me, barricade the greater backyard in for summer. So I've done that. So if you guys are considering getting down pre-emergence, now is probably the time to start doing that. So add that to your diary. And I've also done some broadleaf spraying in that backyard as well for clover and things like that. So yeah. What's my thoughts on pre-emergent before reno? Okay, so as I just said, I have put it down now. I don't see there to be a real issue with it, because it is going to put that barrier in the soil. So even if something does germinate in your layer of sand or your top dress above that, once that root gets to that point, it's going to sort of pull it up. So I don't really see an issue with it, but some people might see it differently. But for me, I've chucked it down. So, and I will also chuck it down the front as soon as some more turns up in the mail. What else is happening? What else is going on? Nathan's Lawn and Garden. G'day, mate. First time watcher. Thanks for joining us, man. That's awesome that you've taken a bit of time out of your day to say good day. That's pretty good. I probably thought that lunchtime's probably a bad time. Maybe nighttime would have been a better time to do this, but look, you're never going to sort of get hold of everybody. I just sort of thought, well, I've got a little bit of time to spare at the middle of the day here, so I'll quickly jump on. Nighttime for me can be a bit questionable, so yeah, that's about it. Ryegrass is going really, really well. Actually, just gave it a time. We got the better of me this morning with this rain. I put a tiny bit more fertilizer out on it. Got a celebrity coming here in a couple of weeks, and I figured I better be on my game, and it's not Ben. So, because he's not a celebrity, but we won't tell him that. So yeah, no, all fun and games. What everyone else up to? What's going on? Anyone got any questions at all about their place or something going on? feel free to mate, have 3-month-old Tiff Tough. Is it too young for barricade? Yeah, look, it is just a little bit. Give it the. It's if we were sort of. It's borderline. Give it another few months. And are you having, Shane? Are you having any issues with weeds and stuff at the moment, or are you just trying to sort of keep ahead of the trend? Because if you've got weeds, I would probably suggest some sort of post-emergent style product. But if you haven't, just hold out and go a little bit later on. Maybe even wait a few months, or maybe start it in February for winter if you want to go down that road. But yeah, just give it the best chance you can of starting off. So Max has just come over here to say good day. He's been sleeping all morning and now he sees the camera. There he is there. So yep, no problems yet. Wait. Yeah, look, it's just to be, look, give that grass an opportunity to sort of. We're just coming out of winter. Where are you based, Shane? Where are you? Brisbane. All right. So you're still growing. You're doing all right, but still, I'm still going to stick with it. Just hold out a little bit, man. I think it's 3 to 6 months is that sort of wait period. So just hang out and see. Ryan, look, we just actually covered that. I've already put down some pre-emergent in my greater backyard and stuff like that. I don't see an issue of going early with the pre-emergent, because even once you renovate top dress, you apply the barricade or the pre-emergent, you apply it. And let's talk specifically on barricade. So you're going to apply it, you irrigate it in with the sort of 6 mils of irrigation. It washes down into the soil. So even if you put some top dress on top, it's going to be, in real terms, a few millimeters. Anything that's going to germinate in that, roots are going to go down. They're going to hit that barrier, or that barricade, if you want to be funny, hit that barrier, and they're going to turn its toes up. So, that's sort of how it's going to be. So look, I'll do it that way, and I don't see any problem with it. Hey, Max. Dazza says, hey, Max. He says hello. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come on. Get it. Look, just, Max, come here. Come here. There you go. Look. Good boy. Oh, it's time for his afternoon nap, which is led on from his morning nap as well. So, yep. He's had a bath this morning. So that's why he's allowed inside. So, yeah. So I hope that, thank you. I need that. So I hope that answers the pre-emergent stuff. Sit down. Right, sit. Oh, God, now we've started something. Right, cool. Yeah, you right? Okay. So that's sort of it for me. Putting green is starting to wake up. We're starting to get a little bit of action out of the cooch now. I gave the Durban grass just a tiny little bit of fertilizer this morning, just to see if I can get it to wake up just marginally. And that's sort of been what's going on here. What else is happening? Guys? Talk to me. Just wondering if am I still coming through clear? I'm just wondering if I'm having some connection issues. Hang on a sec. Okay, sweet. No, if anything, here we go. So it must, okay. So it's starting to speed up again now. Okay. So, right. No, it's not starting to slow down. If anything, it's starting to speed up. I gave it a cut the other day and it was getting a full catcher load off that area. So that area of ryegrass is 250 square meters and I'm mowing that sort of twice a week. And thank you. I need those fingers. Thank you. So no, it's powering on, and with the weather, once we start getting into the early 20s, it'll be fine up to sort of mid 20s. Once we get above that, it's going to get a bit thirsty, and obviously by the end of next month, I'll start to spray it out and get rid of it. So pulling weeds from the lawn, hang on, sit, just okay, right, just take a seat, just sit down, very good. Righto. Let me catch up. Pulling weeds from the lawn with the brake. I'm not following you there, Drew. What's going on there, mate? How did you pull up after big day mowing the back paddock? Lots of mowing there. Yeah, so that battery mower, like, wow. I mean, the grass was long. It wasn't incredibly thick, but it was long. And it was really interesting because it didn't really, there's not much in it between that and the petrol version. So, yeah, kind of interesting. How's a Zoysia? Zoysia's going really, really well. And I'm now allowed to tell you what it is, but I'm not going to tell you what it is here today. I'm going to save that for a video, but I have now got clearance to tell you what it is. And there is, some of it is available more so in Queensland at the moment. So, Vic, okay, hi, I have Sapphire Buffalo. What should I have been doing now going into spring? Where are you, Vic? What part of Australia are you? Because that will determine what my answer is going to be. Thoughts on wash beach sand? Okay, so John, with beach sand, you can you can use beach sand. The issue with using beach sand is it doesn't really bind together. So it doesn't. If you need a firm surface, you're not going to get it by using beach sand. It's got everything you want in it. Like, obviously, it's got good filtration of, so water's going to filter through it quite well. It's easy to work with. It's got the right consistency, except it doesn't compact. And when I say compact, obviously we don't want compaction, but we want it to sort of stay put and not move about. So it's not ideal. If you're in a pickle and that's all you can get, give it a whirl. However, if you can get something that's got a little bit more silt into it, it's going to help it bind together and it's going to give you a better surface. I heard this. Oh, Luke's onto it. Yeah, that is right, Luke. So, yeah, Dan Caddy is hopping a flight and he is going to, he's going to come and help me do a renovation on the Tiff Tuff. And I am actually still waiting on my sand to come for that. So I'm really, really hoping that the weather dries out so I can get the sand. Breaking the rain. Yeah. Whoever thought we'd be complaining about rain here, but hey. Hey, Brenton, with the predicted third La Nina weather event on its way, does that change any of your spring summer plans? Not unless we get crazy heavy sort of flooding rain. I won't not really. It'll just mean I'm going to be a little bit more aware of fertilizer leaching out. So it may mean that we're going to apply slightly more fertilizer than usual because we're going to be flushing more through the soil or through the sandy profile, that kind of thing. So bales, light grooming / verti mowing to remove some material build up from winter dieback in. Yeah, for sure. Look, excuse me. I think I'm coming down with a bit of a cold or something. I'm not sure. Grooming, verti mowing to remove some material. Yeah, look, are you based in Queensland, mate? Bales, you're obviously somewhere warmer to have Queensland blue. Okay, and getting back to Vic just quickly, you're Western Sydney. So your time is coming. So towards the end of this month, Vic, I would start suggesting that you're looking at putting down some fertilizer. The buffaloes are they're sleepy bears. They take a while to wake up again after being in winter hibernation. So we don't want to do too much with them too soon. But if you want to give them a feed towards the end of this month, is ideal, and that should start waking it up. And then depending on what you want to do there, move on from there. But I'm generally not suggesting top dressing of buffalo lawns unless you're looking to correct soil level. So that surface level, sorry. So if you've got undulations you want to correct, that's fine. Feel free to top dress. But if you're doing it just for you're feeling it's the right thing to do to the grass, I find personally that buffalo doesn't respond as quickly as, say, a grass like cockatoo or cooch to top dressing, because if you smother all the runners on the surface, you're not leaving anything. Unlike for example, cooch and cockatoo, they have underground runners and they have surface runners, whereas buffalo only runs on the surface. So if you bury it too much, then it takes a long time to push through. And sometimes if you do it too heavy, it's not going to push through. Okay, let's catch up. Light grooming or Western Sydney, beautiful. Hey, Jordan, how's Gunnedah today? 3 acres, about to build a house and shed. Wondering thoughts on buying the Toro Z Master 2000. Is it an overkill? I'm not 100% certain. I'd have to have a quick look at the stats on that. but it really comes to, I don't think there's such a thing as a too big a mower. Personally, it depends if you want to spend less time on it. I'd have to do some research. Down the road from you in the Lower Hunter area. Okay, so it's probably still a little bit sleepy. Again, probably wait till next month and then feel free. You can hit that stuff pretty hard as well. Just make sure that you pass the frosts. And I know here pretty much, I think most of our frosts will be done now. Days are getting noticeably longer, and that kind of thing. So yeah, light scarifying. You'd even go heavy shave. Wouldn't be an issue. Give it a good feed, get it happening again, and all will be well. Cold and miserable here. Well, Jordan, it's the same here, mate. As I said, fire behind me is on. That's why I'm sitting here. And where are we? Hi, Trace. Trace is from Queensland. I bet you it's warmer. 48 inch. Okay, 48 inch is my preference. So that's from memory will give you 3. Is that 3 blade? That'll be 3 blades from memory. 42s are normally 2 blades. Any tips on dreaded armyworm, Shane? Yeah, definitely. Let's have a look at something like a Celiprin. So probably the granule stuff is the easiest there to manage. Obviously, they do a spray. You can buy a litre bottle of spray, but it's sort of probably expensive when you buy that much of it compared to the granules. The granules are easy to spread out, and that's the way to do that, mate. Definitely a Celiprin, and now for the next couple of sort of September, October, get it down now, and happy days. If you've got armyworm active, then feel free to leave it on the surface overnight. But I can't imagine there be any active armyworm around at the moment. But if it's if you're trying to kill things that are already there, leave it on overnight, and for 6 months control, wash it in and let it do its thing. Best ingredient to kill carpet grass from cooch. I'm just wondering if you could use, I'm just wondering off the top of my head, I'm just wondering how, I wonder if something with DSMA in it might help you out. So one of those winter grass killers, something along those lines. So DSMA, look, it's not the friendliest of chemicals. So if you're going to spray something containing DSMA, feel free to use all your proper protection, because it's funky stuff. But I reckon that would go a fair way to, did you see that? Max has just taken off with a towel from when I washed him this morning. He's looking for attention. Something perhaps with DSMA, I'd have to do a little bit of a check and see if there's anything else, but that would be my first thought. I'd research DSMA. Natty says, hey, mate, hope you're having a nice weekend there too, man. What else have we got going on? Here, guys? Where are we all from? Are we all just Australia, or are we got some overseas people here? Where's everyone coming in from? I've just got a message from Dan, a private text message, wondering how Luke found that out, because he hasn't told anybody. So, wow, I don't know where you're getting your information from, Luke, but you're on point. Sydney, Queensland, Foster, just across the other side of the range there. Cairns, how good would Cairns be right now? Hey, New Zealand, hey, we've got a Kiwi here. Hey, mate, high traffic area in childcare and need to get it up and going. How about in Inverell? Okay. So let me go back. So Natty, is that, I'm just trying to think, have you wanting to put something down, or have you got something down that you need to push along? Give me a little bit more insight into that. Oh, Barry says hi to Max. Yes. So Max just looked at me blankly, Kel. He's like, why are you calling my name and saying Barry? So Natty, give me a little bit more insight into that one, if you've got grass there or you're wanting suggestion for grass there. Dear, what else is happening? Because Dan's the man. Dan's the man. That's what he tells us. He's the man with the guns. How am I going with Max's wee burns under control? Any tips? My whippet has destroyed my 14 milk IQ this season. Yeah, Max is the star, and he knows it, and he reminds me of it. Now, that's an interesting one because I really still feel that it's diet related. Max's wee burns have still more predominantly been green patches. So Max hasn't, apart from those few times, as I think I said in the past, when he was getting sort of the cheaper store-bought treats and food, that's when I was finding the issues. But I'm using a dog food called High Pro, and it's an Australian product. And I'm going to have a little talk to those guys and see if I can get some of you guys who are keen to try it to see if you get the same results. So I'm going to have a little bit of a chat to those guys and just see if I can get some sort of discount code for you guys to try it. And I just want some feedback to see if it's just me or if you guys have the same result. So I'm going to do a bit of work, Lockie, with that in the background. I'm going to have a yarn to them and just say, listen, I just want some, because I know they do discount codes for breeders and stuff. Okay. So if I can get an Aussie Lawn discount code for you guys and you're getting the same results as I'm getting, in other words, you're getting green patches versus yellow burns, then I reckon that's probably something we all want to know about. So that's where that's at the moment. Thoughts on applying urea on Tiff Tough a few weeks before Reno for a growth surge, overkill? Urea has its place, and funnily enough, I was sort of toying with doing a similar thing myself this year. I think occasionally urea is probably okay, but I wouldn't run it all season long. So if you're looking for a burst of growth to get it back from Reno, it was something I did consider myself, to be quite truthful. So yeah, just don't get stuck on don't just feed it Red Bull all day long, because it's just not going to end well, especially with Tiff Tough. It's going to get really thatchy, really thick, and it's just going to be a nightmare to handle. Okay, Corbin. So with my buffalo, you suggest a bit of a scalp, a core aeration, and no topsoil. I only suggest the scalping if you've got if you need to do it. And obviously watch that video that I did at Pedro's place. You've got to make sure you leave something behind. And previous tests on a very early video, I think it might have been on my Sapphire video, shows that I did a section with top dress and it was a slower to recover. So I'm not a big fan of top dressing unless you have to buffalo. Where are we? Brad Toomey. I live in central Queensland and don't have funds to remove my lawn and put turf down. What are no options for getting a khaki infested lawn under control? Okay, so Camber M, which is dicamber should knock khaki weed over pretty well. So I would certainly start with something along those lines. There are sort of heavier products or slightly stronger products you can use, but unfortunately they're only available in 20-litre drums. And the first one that springs to mind to me would be Broadside, but to buy 20 litres of that is probably an overkill. So I would have a look at dicamber or Camber M, see how you go with that. That would be a good option. Just on that, actually, I've just had a discussion, I should say. I've just actually had a discussion with my local gym. So I do CrossFit, and there's a nice little patch of weeds at the front. And I'm going to spend this season doing a makeover, if you will, without returfing. So I'm going to work through and show you guys. I'll probably dedicate one video a month to it and work out. I've started already. So we'll do how to bring it back. There's a lot of cooch hiding underneath the weeds. I'm just going to show you that you don't always have to returf. You can actually bring a lawn back. It'll take a bit of time, but that might be an interesting one, Brad, for you to follow, to give you some hints and tips. Get my words out, hints and tips, so you can. Yeah, I've heard that one before. Thanks, Charlie. Yep. How do you know someone does CrossFit? They'll always tell you. Thanks, mate. Yep. So yeah, that's about it. So yeah, tune in for that one, man, and see how you go. What else we got going on here, guys? Rupa, you telling me that you do CrossFit as well, mate? The difference is I'm not good at it. I just go there to take the piss out of myself. Will dicamba help with seeds? No, it's a contact. It's a post-emergent product. So in other words, basically, it's only going to kill what it contacts. If you're looking to kill stuff in the ground, seeds, weeds, etc., consider a pre-emergent. Brenner sprayed some Munn's wintergrass killer on my emerald coquille the other day, but is it easy to kill off wintergrass for good? The best, what you'll find is with that wintergrass killer, which should be off the top of my head, it will have a percentage of DSMA as the active ingredient. You might find some yellowing of the coquille because higher concentrations of DSMA will actually kill off coquille. But if you really want to deal with wintergrass for good, probably get onto a pre-emergent program. So every 6 months. So if you've got more concerns about winter stuff and you only want to do it every 12 months, then February, March would be an ideal time to spray, and that'll stop it. Is the DSMA the same as endothal? From the top of my, I'd have to Google search that, man, because you're bringing up names from the past and it's just all coming flooding back. DSMA is, I'm pretty sure endothal is a different active. I'm sure endothal is endothal, but I'd have to double check. Mate. Yeah, sorry about that. Sometimes my chemical recollection isn't as strong as it could be, and Google is my friend at times. Yeah, so hopefully that. Actually, let me just have a quick look while you guys are punching a few questions through. Let me just have a little look, see here for a second. Yeah, no, as I thought, endothal is different. Yep, it's a different active altogether. Ben's turned up. Ben's Lawn Journey. If you're into Tiff Tough, I know Ben has got. He's got a little Instagram and his journey, a little Instagram page and his journey on his Tiff Tough, and being down there in Maitland, and his spring comes through a bit quicker than ours. It's looking pretty good. Geez, mate, I'm guessing my coquille may die since I scabbed a few weeks back. But yeah, no, look, your coquille's not going to die. It's not that easy to kill. Where are you based, Caveman? Where are you? Because things should start to be waking up in most of the country right about now. How's the rover treating you after the rattle can rebuild? Yeah, it's been all right. Got some chain issues at the moment. So I've actually ordered 2 new chains last night from Moparts Oz. So George down there. So they hopefully will be here pretty soon. I'm not sure if I've stretched the chain or what's going on, but yeah, all is not well in the chain department at the moment. Adelaide, all right. So yeah, no, look, I still don't think your lawn hasn't died. You want the coquille to be dominant. That's fair. So yeah, no, don't stress, man. Don't stress. It'll be fine. Yeah. Are you real mowing that, or are you just rotary mowing that? Afternoon, mate. Just joined the live chat. Question may have already been asked, but narrow leaf carpet grass in my green and blue couch. What can you use to get rid of it? I'm in Queensland. Okay, so the biggest issue you have there is the blue couch. It's pretty much everything that you're potentially going to use to kill carpet grass is going to also kill the blue couch. So that's a tricky one. There. I suppose the question should be, which out of those 3 grasses do you want the most? Where are we? Relating to the February pre-emergent application, I'm planning on doing an application post-reno next month. I can apply it again in February. No, that's fine. That won't be an issue at all, John. Yeah, you obviously wouldn't do it much past that. You wouldn't leave it more than the 6, and there's no point doing it 3 or 4 months because it's still quite active. So no, that will be fine. Yep, no, that'll be fine. We've got another scone person here. How you going? Nice day to be inside, that's for sure. Real mowing versus rotary mowing. you don't like rotary. It's certainly not that I don't like it. There's nothing wrong with rotary, and then my greater backyard is obviously rotary mode with a ride-on lawnmower. But there's no denying that a real mower gives you a much finer cut and gives you that nice sort of manicured look. So it depends what you're chasing, but it's certainly not a case of disliking. In fact, I'm a massive fan of rotary mowing buffalo and not real mowing it. So it really depends. It's horses for courses. Righto, what else is happening? Has anyone actually started renos yet? Has anyone actually started doing anything like you Queensland people? Have you actually? I'll be happy with either of the couch grasses. So again, it did come up earlier, and I sort of suggested something containing DSMA would probably help you out there. I'd have to do a little bit more research, but yeah, it seems to be the carpet grass is somewhat of a battle for you guys up there. Here, it's obviously not so much of an issue, but yeah, with that slightly warmer climate, yeah. But just have a little look at something like winter grass killer or something that's containing DSMA. Treat it with respect. It is a bit of a funky one. It's so use all your PPE, but yeah, that's about it. So. Killing off my buffalo and swapping to cooch, just seeded and the rain is helping. Okay, sweet. So what seed did you go? Did you use Princess 88? Or was it 77 or is it Princess 88 or which one did you go with? And not a fan of the buffalo. You've decided cooch is the way to go. Are you going to switch to real mowing, or are you going to keep real rotary mowing? I'm sorry. Watch out, Dan doesn't bring any cockeye with him. I don't think that'll be a problem. I scalped my front lawns and back lawn roughly 2 weeks ago because trying to get in early, yeah, I'll get weeds, but that's easy to deal with. Yeah, 100% it is. Give it a nice little feed and it should start waking up. Kikuyu does handle the cooler stuff a little bit better than couch grass. So yeah, we're happy. That's happy days there. Okay, so it's a seed from Bunnings. Yep. So I would say that it's probably just an unhold or a hold couch, and that should give you quite a nice lawn. Just be patient; it'll take a little while to germinate. Was it pure seed or pure couch, or did it have some ryegrass as a nurse grass in it? I'd be interested to know that. Where are we? Have you fitted a rubber flap on the back of the 46 yet? No, I haven't. I haven't actually done that. I've sort of been snowed under with a few other little jobs and things like that. So I will definitely get there. I just haven't, I haven't done it yet. I need to though. Absolutely. What else? Thoughts on Hunter Pro HCY? Yeah. Okay. So the Hunter controller, I actually think it's, generally speaking, I think it's okay. There's a few of my zones that I am able to run 2 zones at once, given the pressure that I have available to me. And what I didn't realize at the time was there is another similar model in the range that allows you to run multiple zones or multiple solenoid valves at once. So ideally, that little bit there would have been, I'd like to see that feature in it. I'd like to be able to have 2 zones running at once, which you can't do with the Pro HC. I enjoy the features of having the phone access. I'm not 100% certain about the online weather side of it. It was a little bit, I felt it to be a little bit clunky. And I have actually also now added a, what's it called? A rain sensor. I've now actually added a rain sensor to it, so I can also cease watering with it, using it that way. So yeah, that's sort of my thoughts. I think it's a really good idea in principle, and I do recommend it, but I just think there's a few things that could be tweaked with it as well. Have you ever thought of putting a guide together for beginners? Some info on how to start grass and look after it. Yeah, look, I have done, again, time. Unlike, for example, Ben Sims, who is full-time YouTube, I'm a part-time YouTuber. I've got a whole life outside away from this, and time is the biggest issue. Just to put things into perspective, I'd love to be able to do that, and maybe down the track I will. But when you're doing a video, for example, what a lot of people probably don't realize is you start to you'll do a video, maybe, for example, just mowing your front lawn, and that job might normally take you 20 minutes, say, to get the lawn mowed. But when you're videoing that, it can take a couple of hours. It takes a lot of time. Then you've got to spend time editing. And for me, roughly a video can take 6 hours to edit, and that's before you upload it. So unfortunately, sometimes it's just not possible to do all the things I want to do. But down the track, who knows? Who knows what could happen? Okay, how's your parents' house coming along? Yeah, look, they're there now. They're living there. Once I've just got to get a few more little things done there, and then we'll probably do some turfing down there. So you'll be able to see what's happening with that. So yeah, stick around for that. That'll come up this year as well. Did a basic fertilizer along with grub killer the other day. Scalped it. Adelaide weather's not been had to start this early season. Right. Yep. So just a matter of being waiting now, and it'll come through for you. So no, don't stress, Caveman. She'll come through fine. Scalped a couple of weeks ago, Queensland blue. Summer's coming back. Well, other parts are waterlogged and struggling. Yeah, I think we're all going to face that battle this year with the weather. I mean, I'm certainly not complaining because we've come from such dry times, and now we're heading into really sort of damp times. But it is what it is. There's a patch of my green that gets waterlogged really easily, and then after the little bit of rain we've had overnight, it's underwater again. Okay, where are we? Hey, mate, wondering if you had any recommendations for rotary mowers to scalp down to dirt level. Currently, Roby won't cut low enough. Okay, so if you're looking for a dedicated scalping mower, my go-to is a secondhand Victor Pro 460, a little utility mower, which gets you right down low. If you don't necessarily need to go down to dirt level and you're happy with a catcher mower, the Honda Buffalo, the HRU series is great for that sort of stuff. They go down fairly low, but definitely that little Victor that I use on the channel, if you can find one of those secondhand, yeah, they're the go. They do a really great job. That would be my suggestion. Pure Cooch, also the box claims, probably should get another box today. Where are you? I can't remember if I asked you this question. Where are you based? Are you, because Cooch is going to take a long time to germinate, especially coming out of winter. So depending on where you are, I have a Scott Bonner, but wasn't impressed with its cutting on Buffalo. So before selling the Bonner, I thought I'd try swapping to Cooch. Yeah, I don't rate real mowing Buffalo lawns. It's just a personal thing. I think it leads them to get more built up and more thick and thatchy and that sort of thing. But hey, if you want to do it, knock yourself out. Where are we? I've got a spare length of rubber flap. If you want it, just need to pop a rivet on. Oh, sweet. All right. Yep. No worries. And Sydney, yeah. Char, just be patient because you're probably not going to get any real germination for a while. I'll probably, seeding Cooch down in New South Wales would always be a late spring, early summer thing for me. But that's all good. It'll come through. It'll just be much slower. That's all. Buffalo, verticut and mow down, but can't scalp. Okay, so what's going on? Give me a little bit more insight into that one. Verticut and mow down, but can't scalp. What's happening there? Is it saying that your mower can't go down that low, or you don't want to actually scalp it? Max, can I have that? Brand new house. Exactly. Want to dethatch. Yeah, that's a tricky one. If you can only verticut and mow, then that's all you can do. So if that's it's a hard one because if you can only do what you can do with what you've got. So if that's what you can do, it's better than doing nothing. So I hope that that's sort of answering that question. Brand new house blocks. So starting from the beginning, what grass would you use? Inverell, house will be finished just before Christmas. Seed or lay turf? Probably lay turf would be my honest opinion. How much sunlight depends a lot on grass. I know you guys get it fairly cool winters there, but your summers are nice and warm as well. So I'd still recommend a warmer season grass. Are you looking for easy maintenance and no fussing, I'd probably suggest Kikuyu. If you've got a lot of shade, I'd probably then suggest some buffalo. Cooch is great if you want to go down that road, but there's a lot more work involved. It just depends how much effort you want to put in. So yeah, that's sort of what I'm thinking. To get some growth from the seed, not in a hurry, just means less money at the moment. Yeah, 100%. Just be patient, man. It will come through. It is just slow and steady. So hello, yeah, I know you're here, Max. Have I got drainage under the green? Not essentially. I've got a little tiny bit, but not a heap. It's more the fact that it sort of bowls a little bit. So and that'll make sense when you come and see it. It's sort of the green sort of bowls a little bit and holds it in. And at first, I did that on half a reason. For half a reason is I thought that I'd have some issues keeping enough moisture in the soil, but that's proved to be wrong. So maybe down the track there could be some scope there to change the actual contour of the green and take that out, and then I'm not going to have any drainage issues because everything here is fairly elevated and will run away from the house pretty easily. Buffalo, the only solution is glyphosate. Whereas I'm just trying to work out where that's fitting into things. A lot of winter grass in my buffalo at the moment. What herbicide would you recommend? Probably nothing, because it's already done its thing for this year now. So basically, you've got all the winter grass. It's gone to seed. It's done its thing. So the best thing you can do for next season is go down the road of pre-emergence and stop that seed even germinating. So yeah, it's not a case now of dealing with it because the horse has already bolted. It's done its seeding. It's probably dropped a heap of seed. So pre-emergent going forward would be ideal for that. Top dressing and leveling with this next rain event coming. I mean, look, if we know we're going to get a heap of rain, Ben, then best thing to do is to simply hold out. I mean, we've got a whole growing season ahead of us to do this sort of stuff. Don't think that we just have to do this straight away because it's spring and we want to be the first person in the whole area to do it and that sort of thing. We've got plenty of time. So I have no doubt in my mind we're going to get a period of time where we're going to get no rain for a week or two, and that is the sort of window you need to be looking at the moment, all things considered. Thanks, Max. Can I have that back? Thank you. Max, come here. Come. Worse than kids. Come here. Come up here. Right here. There you go. Can you see yourself? Would zoysia work here? Probably not wonderfully in Inverell, and it is incredibly slow. So think about zoysia as, depending on which zoysia, I'll just talk about the main sort of zoysias that you'll see out there. They are slow growers, so they're like slow cooch grass. So yeah, look, it's an option and it's good in shade, but if you're looking for quick cover and you're looking for all these things, I don't think I would probably recommend it for you guys. Quite there, sorry. It's probably maybe not what you want to hear, but it's also rather expensive as well because, and the reason it is dearer is because it's so slow, it takes longer to recover. So the turf farm can't grow or replace as much of it in the same time. So yeah, look, I'd probably suggest not zoysia, but yeah, ultimately that's up to you, but that's my recommendation. You're right. Hey, I've got wintergreen cooch, which is okay where it gets a lot of sun, but on the sides of the lawn where it's a bit shady, it looks patchy. Any tips? Yep. So Matt, with any cooch, it needs to have at least 6 hours of direct sunlight every day. Otherwise, you're going to find the situations that you're talking about here now. The best things you can do is to raise your mowing height. So leave the shady areas longer so the grass has more chance to photosynthesize, which is the ability to, okay, just relax. Hey. Like, okay, just chill. You're being a little pain in the bum. Yeah, you're being a pain. So yeah, basically, because of it just likes lots of sun. Cooch is a sun lover, so that's that is the issue. Raise your mowing height, give it a feed, back off mowing in the winter, and hopefully those areas will pull through. How much shade are we talking? Are we talking like, most of the day, or just a tiny bit, or what? Sit down. Sit. Yeah, he is. He's getting really nasty because I'm not giving him any attention at all, and he's been sleeping all morning. Now he's pumped up full. Hey, Jace. Hey, how are you, man? How's life down the coast? I'm guessing it's probably pretty wet. I'm going to bite Max back in a minute. I tell you what, little bastard. Yeah, I know. Do you want to go outside? Hang on one sec, guys. Come here. Do you want to go out? There you go. No. Yes, the edge on it gets shade a lot. Only a couple of hours of sun. Yep. Definitely raise the height on those areas, mate. Definitely raise the height. That'll be the go. You have suggested you might change out your... Okay, hey, Trav. In your videos, you have suggested that you might change out your green with firstly the Tiff Dwarf and then the Zoysia. Are you thinking of getting rid of the Santa Ana or splitting it? No, ideally, the Santa Ana was, at the time, was what I could get hold of, so I went with that. I really loved the Tiff Eagle and the Tiff Dwarf, but I really think now, it's going to be a case of... I'd like to make the whole green Zoysia. That would be ideal. So, yeah, that's where it's at. No, Max did come from a breeder. So Max came from a breeder on the North Coast, actually, at Grafton. And, so, no, I did have a look around at the rescues and the pounds. I just couldn't find exactly what I was looking for. So along came the problem child. No, Jace, it's the same here, mate. It's been raining. I've chucked out a little bit of fertilizer there earlier, so hoping we don't get huge amounts, but I just thought I'd wake up the backyard a tiny bit. Cool. What'll be? All right, we'll give it another few minutes. So if you guys have got any questions, flick them through, and we'll answer those. Otherwise, we'll sign off pretty soon, and we'll all go and have some lunch. Actually, while I've got you there, tell me your thoughts on this. I had a little bit, actually, Ben Sims came to me the other day and he asked me if I would be interested in doing a meet and greet style event with you guys. So is that something you guys would be interested in? If we did, I'd say it'd be somewhere in Sydney or somewhere like that. So sort of get together, a bit of a barbecue, a bit of a social thing. If that's something that interests you guys, just let me know here. So I've got to just get a bit of a feel for it. Where are we? No worries, caveman. You're most welcome. How's the pond looking? Pond's looking really good, Dan. I'm going to actually build a biological filtration unit for that. So, that's sort of, I'm just looking at the question here. So biological filtration unit. So the water should clear right up and stay clear. Okay. Is cooch likely to choke out problem weeds throughout the growing season? Yes/no, depending on a few things. How healthy the cooch is growing. It depends on height of cut. It depends on a few things, but you can actually successfully have a nice lawn just by choking out other weeds. Sometimes a little bit of a head start and a help with some chemical can help, but other than that, it's doable in the right situation. Absolutely. Durban grass, will it ever be a commercial variety? In this country, let's add that. In this country, yes, there are a couple of turf farms that are growing it. I did actually send some of my Durban grass to Lawn Solutions. They have, They have plots of lots of different grasses and they're not all necessarily available to the public, but they've got a heap. And that one of the only grasses that they didn't have was Durban grass. So I actually sent them some down. So I suppose if they ever start growing it in any great numbers, it's probably originated from here. So look, it has its place. Durban grass is a pretty cool grass. It doesn't have a great deal of wear tolerance, but it's great for sort of ornamental or in shade areas. It'll handle a lot more shade than buffalo. But that's the go. Look out post emergence. Yep. Good advice going on there. Ben's lawn journey meet and greet sounds good. Jason, meet and greet. Yep, definitely. Hey, mate, weather down here in Lake Macquarie, making it hard to do anything. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm sitting in front of you guys here now. I had a weekend planned of doing stuff outside and making videos, and it's not going to happen. So, yeah, terrible situation, but it is what it is. Safe to use at Celeprint on garden beds also. Yeah, it is. A Celeprint doesn't have any it's not a, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm having a mental blank now. A Celeprint is schedule free. So it's all natural sort of stuff off the top of my head. So yeah, no, you can actually absolutely use it in garden beds and stuff like that. It's not going to be an issue. Can you use Volta fungus killer preventer on wet lawns or best on dry? What's the active in Volta? Let me just have a quick look so I can give you the best advice. Volta fungicide. Let's have a look. Let's see. Okay, so it's the same as Chief Aquaflow and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, look, I mean, it's best on dry. But at the moment, you know, you can only do what you can do. So, yeah, it's any plans for more merchandise? I've still got a little tiny bit of stuff here left. Maybe down the track, I do want to launch a web page with a few things on that. But again, timing, and the only thing holding all that up is me, nothing else. So yeah, look down the track. Maybe, as I said, I've still got a few little bits and pieces here left, stubby coolers and stuff like that. But yeah, hats, just going down here. John, yeah, where can I get a hat? I think I'd have to check if I've got any caps left. I think I've got some bucket hats left. I'd have to really check, man. But just shoot me an email or send me a private message on one of the socials there, and I can sort you out with that, man. That won't be a drama at all. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll give another couple of minutes, and then we'll wrap up. But thank you all, you guys, for tuning in today. It's been really good. It's good to catch up. I don't do a lot of these, but yeah, it's nice to touch base with you guys when I can. Oh, good. He's finally going outside. We'll all get some peace and quiet. Yeah, right. All right. Well, if that's about it for questions, we will hit the like button. Yeah. Good lawn food for buffalo, liquid or other. Always start the season. So, sorry, I'm looking at another question here. Phoenix, good lawn food. Look, liquids are great for making instantly available to the plant. So if you need to get instant sort of food into a plant, liquid's going to do it. Granules are probably more my favorite. They're more long-term, but they do take a little bit longer to come into effect. But spring through the growing season, I like to use granules. And then if you want to carry through some liquids through the cooler months, then yeah, do that or combine it with both. But the best I prefer granules if you just want a black and white answer. Meet and greet sounds good. Will Max be there? I don't know. We'll have to see about that. We'll have to see. Next time, Brenno. Oh yeah, don't stress, man. Like it's not about that. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Well, I hope you've. Oh, what have you got? Oh, that's gross. What is that? Yeah, no, that can go outside. Yep. Max and Schnitty meet up as well. Yeah, I reckon that could be an idea. Make sure old man comes to meet and greet as well. Yeah. Yeah, that could be an idea. Great to see you back. Can't wait to get started. Oh, yuck. He's brought it back. The only time he does any sort of retrieving. Yuck. What is... Oh, no. Oh, dear God. Yeah, right. All right. Well, anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll catch you here. Max. Oh, stop it. No. Yuck. Great to see you back. Can't wait to get started on spring renos. Awesome. Yep. No, awesome. All right, guys. Well, have a fantastic weekend. We'll catch you next time on the Aussie Lawn.